Hi everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you the Abookalypse Tag. So the Abookalypse Tag was created by Read by Liv, and I was tagged by the wonderful, gorgeous, talented Lindsay over at Wandering Reader. I will leave a link to both of their videos down below for you guys to check out. So this is a book tag that is all just surrounding a Abookalypse, a book type apocalypse, and there's a whole bunch of questions surrounding that, so let's jump in and answer all these questions. Question number 1, evacuate. Everyone is out of the building safely, but you can only go back and grab one book. Which book do you grab and why? So I thought about this for a little bit, and I am the kind of person who, sure, I love my books and I would be really upset if my entire book collection burned down. I almost think I would be more upset if I lost all my TBR books really than my books that I've read, only because so many opportunities lost, you know what I'm saying? But really, when I thought about it, I think everything really can be replaced except for things that have like a sentimental value. So the only thing I would be really upset if I lost in a fire, like kind of out of my entire bookshelves, is this Name Your Baby book. So in case you couldn't tell, this is a really, really old, battered, it's totally yellowed. This is actually the baby name book that my mother looked through when she had myself and my sister and my brother, I believe. And I used this growing up constantly to name all of the characters in all of the like little stories and stuff that I used to read. I used to love looking through this and picking out my character names. So my mum gave this to me a really long time ago, and I've had it for a really long time. I then also lent this to my sister when my sister was pregnant with both my niece and my nephew, and my sister looked through this for baby name inspiration. Disclaimer, my name isn't in this book. My mum didn't get my name from this book, but it is a book that she looked through, just to be clear. But yeah, so this is a really sentimental thing for me. I still look at it every now and again. I had a friend recently who, she's actually had her daughter now, but was pregnant, and she was talking about particular types of names, like type of name that she wanted to name her daughter, and I was looking through this for some inspiration to like suggest names to her, and yeah, this is really sentimental to me, and I would be really upset if this burned. So this would probably be the only thing that I would save if my entire bookshelves were kind of going to burn down or be lost forever. Question number 2, it's the Abookalypse. Choose a book that would help you with survival skills. So I thought about this for a while, and I was like, is there a book that's like how to survive the apocalypse for dummies? Should I go with something like that? And I thought, what have I got on my bookshelf maybe? And I decided to go with Jane Austen 7 novels, because one, there are 7 novels in this, so if I ever, you know, had a break from escaping the apocalypse and wanted to pick up something to read, I've got 7 to choose from. But also, this thing, so this is the bind up, it is huge, it's got the gold gilded edges, but this is so heavy. I could use this as a weapon so easily, like literally, I think if you clubbed someone over the head with this thing, they would go down and go down hard. So this is what I'm choosing because I think I could use this as a weapon. Question number 3, grab anything you will need. Grab a fan or book related item that you would like to save. I had a really hard time with this question. I am not someone who has a lot of bookish merch or swag or anything like that. Literally, I think basically the only thing that I have, but I've got like some Harry Potter t-shirts and things like that, but I wouldn't be upset. I also thought about my, you can't see them here, but I do have a collection of Buffy Funko Pops, which aren't book related, but they are fan related, but there's like 8 of them, and I feel like that's going to take up precious space. So literally the only other thing that I have is like book related, that's like fan related, is I have this Hunger Games mug with Katniss on it, and I didn't even buy this. I received this, I won a competition at my library a few years ago, and I won this mug. So I wouldn't even, like, if I was actually going on the run of the apocalypse, I wouldn't even bother taking this with me, but this is the only like fan book related item that I do happen to own. Question number 4, zombies are coming. Which books on your TBR are you dying to read? All of them. I have somewhere in the between like 250 and 300, something around there, books on my TBR, and there are a lot in there that I'm dying to read. I thought about mentioning The Six of Crows duology by Leigh Bardugo, but I thought I'm going to be reading that really soon. It's on my TBR for this month. So I actually went through my TBR shelf and literally picked out the first 3 books that I saw that are 3 that I thought, yes, I really want to read this. So the first one is The Merciless by Danielle Vega. This is a YA horror that's basically about a girl who is possessed or something like that, and the other like mean girls in her school decide to give her an exorcism. I don't know. That's all I know about it, but it sounds really interesting. And I love this edition of this like pink, naked, like rough feeling hardback with this like gold embossed like pentagram. And on the back it just says, forgive us, Father, for we have sinned. This is a well-constructed book. So yes, I'm very excited to read this. The next one that I have is Fingersmith by Sarah Waters. I've mentioned before, Sarah Waters is one of those authors that I just think that I'm really, really going to love. She writes historical, like literary historical books. I actually have no idea what this is about, but I believe this is her most popular book. It gets very good reviews, and so I'm very excited to pick this up. And then the last one that I have off my TBR that I'm very excited to get to, besides everything else on my TBR, is Asking for It by Louise O'Neill. I have this and another Louise O'Neill book, Only Ever Yours. Only Ever Yours, that's the other one I've got on my TBR, but I'm interested in every book that she's got. Louise O'Neill writes super feminist books, and I believe this is about a girl who has been raped at a party. Like, I'm not sure if she's raped or gang raped, and someone like sends out like photos of her, like disgustingly sends out photos of what happened to her, but the people who raped her are like the town's like heroes or something like that, and it deals with hugely with rape culture and things like that, which, as I've said a million times on my channel, I'm super interested in. So I'm very excited to get to this and see kind of Louise O'Neill's take on a kind of rape culture novel. Question number 5, We Need Fire. Which 3 books from your shelf would you choose to burn? Yes, you have to choose. Now, this wasn't as hard for me as what I think it would be for some other people. I keep every book that I read, not forever, but until I run out of space, and then I get rid of them. So even if I don't enjoy the book, it will be on my shelf for quite some time generally. So I just picked a bunch of books. I wouldn't ever condone burning a book unless, you know, literally there was an apocalypse and you had to, in which case burn away. But I just picked a bunch of the ones that I just, like, eventually will probably unhaul. So I've got Drain You by M. Beth Bloom. I remember that this is a teen vampire book. Don't remember much about it. I remember I gave it 2 stars. It was really terrible. I wouldn't care if it got burnt. I then also have Point of Retreat and This Girl by Colleen Hoover. This is the 2nd and 3rd books in the Slammed series. The first book I gave like a 3.25, didn't super love it. The second one I only gave a 2.75, and the third one I gave 2 stars. I feel like the 3rd book is like okay, and I wouldn't necessarily burn, but these second 2 completely unnecessary and unneeded. Could easily burn them. And I then also have Kingpin and Cartel by Lily St. Germain. This is the first 2 books in a adult erotica trilogy. The first one I like vaguely enjoyed. The second one went very downhill. The third one was terrible. I've since read the prequel novella series, which is super terrible. So yeah, I could easily burn these. I don't even own the 3rd book, and yeah, I really don't need these on my shelf. Question number 6. All the stories were true. Which fictional world would you not be able to survive in? I struggled with this question as well. I don't have too many books where I feel like I would totally not survive in the world. If I was me, like if I'm just a general lay person not involved in the conflict, then I'll just live my life as a normal human being. So I'm going with a very cliche answer here, and I've decided to just go with The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. If I got picked for The Hunger Games, I would die immediately. I would not make it out of the cornucopia. I can't run. I'm a very slow runner, so I wouldn't make it out. I wouldn't be able to like just bolt into the forest and hide, because I would get picked off before I even made it out of the cornucopia. I feel like in like real life, if someone tried to fight me, like maybe I could hold my own for a while, but the tributes from like sectors 1 and 2 that have, you know, full-on crazy fighting skills would literally annihilate me in like 10 seconds, if that. So yeah, I definitely would not survive in The Hunger Games. Question number 7, Lone Survivor. Which book character would you pick to be your companion or protector during the Abookalypse? I have decided to go with Nikolai Landstov from the Grisha trilogy. So I recently have reread the Grisha trilogy, and it just affirmed for me how much I love Nikolai as a character. I'm super excited that there is a book series coming out following Nikolai. I'm totally here for that, and I'll definitely be reading it. I thought he was a really good choice because, one, he, I think, would be good as a protector in some ways. He is good as a sword fighter and fighting and all of that type of thing. He's pretty okay with that. He's also very good at talking his way out of situations. If you ever get into a sticky situation, he can probably 9 times out of 10 he's going to be able to talk his way out of it. I also think he would be very good company. He's very funny and witty and still have a bit of banter and all of that type of thing. So I think he would be a fun companion, but also very helpful in some sticky situations. Question number 8, procreate. I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw that prompt for the question, I thought that it was going to be about which character you wanted to make a baby with, and I was very concerned. That is not the question. The question is, all the literature is gone. Which book would you choose or to introduce as the first new classic? So my first instinct for this question was to go with Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, because it's one of my favorite books of all time, and it's very classic book. And this is, I believe, considered to be a modern classic because it's not super old. When was this first published? I want to say in the 30s. Yeah, so first published in 1938. So I don't know that this is technically a classic. So maybe it could be a new classic because it is a modern classic now, and I would totally be happy with that because I love this book. But then I thought, well, maybe that doesn't count because it is already a modern classic. We'll go with something a bit more contemporary, and I'm going with Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli because I freaking love this book. This, if you don't know, I'm sure you do, is a YA contemporary about a boy named Simon who gets into an email relationship with another boy from his school that he doesn't know who it is, and then one day someone discovers his emails and starts blackmailing Simon because Simon is not out in his school, and the story just kind of all kicks off from there. Love this book. I love it. I reread this year as well. I gave it 5 stars first time, definitely gave it 5 stars again. Love this book, loved the movie. I definitely think that this could be, and I also think it would be awesome for the first newly introduced classic to be a diverse read with an LGBT theme because it is a gay romance. So definitely choosing this one. And question number 9 is to start a new community. So that is just to tag a booktube buddy. So I'm going to tag 2 people, and that is Mel from over at That Girl Bookworm and Aoife from over at Fred Weasley Died Laughing. I hope that you guys would enjoy doing this tag. So that was it. That was the Abookalypse tag. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I would love to know in the comments down below I think I have 2 main questions that I really want to know the answer to. Which character would you want to be your companion or protector, but mainly your companion? I would love to know that. I would also like to know which book you would introduce as a new classic. I would love to know that down below. If you have any other thoughts about any of my answers, I'd love to chat down below. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. That is all I have for this video today. Bye guys!